Hello everyone, welcome to episode 15 of a BrickSide Chat. It's amazing to me that we've been doing this for 15 weeks. That's a lot of weeks, but thank you guys for everyone who checks in every single week. Usually I say we have a ton of questions, but this week's a little bit different. We don't have an abundance of questions. Instead, we have some very focused, very important questions that I think will apply to a lot of you who are sellers out there. So let's get started this week with Peter. And Peter asked, when you part out multiple sets, do you bother to count all of the parts? And the simple answer to that is yes, we do count every piece to make sure we have it there. And the big reason for this is the worst thing would be if you part out 12 sets and you have 11 of a piece. You're supposed to have 12, but you have 11, and you upload it, you have 12. Then the buyer comes, they purchase all 12, and you go to pick the drawer, you only have 11. Now you have to deal with that buyer after they've made the purchase. So what we do, instead of parting out and then counting each brick or piece and everything, what we do is, as we're parting it out, we will count in a multiple of however many sets we have. So if we're parting out 4 of a certain set and we open up 4 of the bag, we will part out 4 pieces and then we'll put it in the drawer. 4 more of that same piece, put it in the drawer. 4 more of that same piece, put it in the drawer, and then maybe we're out of that piece now. And if we're out of that piece and we end on a multiple of 4, perfect. If we only have 3, well, then we go recount that drawer. And if we're missing a piece and it's not in there, we'll check the bags that they come in. If there's none in there, then we're just missing a piece. And as we upload these pieces, we will make sure instead of having 24 of those parts, we only have 23. So we do count every single piece, every part that we part out, but we just want to make sure we're not parting out and then recounting, because that would take a little bit longer. Now, the next 3 questions comes from MD Bricks. The first being, do you plan on making any MOCs? And the answer to that is questionable. I don't know personally if I really plan to continue making MOCs. I have, and I was in Studio or Stud.io, depending what you want to call it, for a little while. You know, I was building a train in there, and I might continue that, and maybe that'll turn into a physical set that I actually build. We'll see. But I know Kyle is planning or has a couple in mind that he would like to do. So I'm sure you guys will see those on the channel in the future. Don't have a time frame on that yet, but there are some creative Lego MOCs coming in the future. Second question from MD Brick says, what's your favorite theme and set? And I hate getting this question because it's so difficult. I have a multitude of themes that I enjoy. I really like almost every set inside of the architecture theme. I think those look really, really cool. I like a lot of the creator expert sets, specifically the modular buildings. Those are really nice as well. A lot of the Lego Ideas sets are really cool. So it's really hard to pick a theme or a specific set. I definitely could not pick a specific set that is my favorite. And obviously I can't pick a theme either. And the last question is, what pushed you to open a store? And this is something that I have to think 5 years ago when I initially started BrickLink. And thinking back, I think my initial thought was, I want to make a little bit of money. And what I did, for those of you who don't know, is I went to eBay. I purchased a lot of, maybe 5 pounds of used Lego, and I parted out and pieced out every individual piece, and I uploaded them to BrickLink. I had 4 of the Acro Mills cabinets in my closet, and each drawer just had a few of a different lot. And slowly over time, I sold all those pieces, and then I just never continued it. And then a year or so later, I was like, you know what, I want to do this again. That was really fun. I miss interacting with customers, buyers, that's the same thing, customers and buyers, but I missed interacting with everyone and fulfilling orders and shipping orders and receiving feedback. I missed everything. So I did it again, and then I closed down again, and I on and off for 5 years until now, where you can't just turn this off anymore. It's a little bit bigger than that. And the reason I wanted to do this again is just because I missed that interaction with buyers and packing orders and stuff. So initially it was because I thought I could make a little bit of money, and now it has turned into something much more that I really do enjoy doing. And I look at almost like a little bit of a hobby as opposed to just a job, even though it's not 100% fun all the time. There's work you have to put in, a lot of time you have to put in, but it's definitely an enjoyable experience, and I actually look forward to getting orders and that rush of when you get an email and you want to see how many pieces is in it. That's exciting to me, so I missed all of that. And the next question is from Allo, who says, when it comes to taxes, do I need to charge my customers? Now, I am no tax professional, but what we do, because we're in the state of California, we have to charge sales tax to those buyers who are also in California. Now, this varies from state to state. It obviously varies from country to country. So really, I think you need to consult someone who knows taxes, not me. But what we have to do is we do charge those in California, the sales tax. And that is because we are going to be charged that sales tax later at the end of the year when we do get taxed. So what we can either do is not charge the buyers, and that money comes out of our pocket and our profit, or we can charge them, and then it essentially passes through us to the government to collect the taxes there. But, obviously consult someone more professional than myself. Now, next question comes from Chris. And Chris last week asked why we didn't put another divider of cabinets at the end of our column here, or the end of our row. So a little bit of clarification. I want to clarify what exactly he meant by the end cap over there. So last week, what I thought Chris meant was, why didn't you put another drawer here? And you could actually fit 4 on that side and 4 on this side of the wall. And my answer to that was this walkway would be too small. What he actually meant, though, was why don't you put something on the end cap here? And unfortunately, the drawers won't fit, because that would be a great spot. We could have, 4 more drawers on the end cap here, and it wouldn't take up more than the 6 inches that the drawers stick out. Unfortunately, they don't fit there. So a thought of mine was maybe putting these small shelves here, maybe some corner shelves or something that pick-a-brick cups could sit on. My worry would be as we come around the corner too quickly, if we knock those off, they fall on the floor, they splash everywhere. And then we got Legos all over the floor. So I think right now the plan will be to just do nothing. And if we really need to, after this expansion is full, we could potentially look at using this end cap as a storage. But for now, we're just going to leave it blank. Maybe we'll paint it black or something. I don't know, change it up. But for now, it'll be empty just like that. And the next couple questions come from Mikkel. They kind of go together. First one being, if you part out a brand new set that was just released, how do you know the value of that set? As it oftentimes takes BrickLink some time to add to the price guide. And, that's a good question there. The second question goes exactly with that one. How do you decide to buy those sets if you really don't know the part out value? And for us, the answer is we don't buy those sets if we don't know the part out value. Unless it's going to hit that 3 times mark, especially if we don't know, we won't purchase that set. It's a little scary. You never know if a good Lego, or if a Lego set is going to be a good part out value or not. If you do have that new set that's not inventoried on BrickLink yet, what you can do is you could technically part it out and input every single piece on your own, or you can go to the back of the instructions, look at all the pieces in there, and then create a spreadsheet or something to figure out the value of the set. And for those of you who do that and who upload it to BrickLink, thank you so much. I appreciate all the work you do, because that is a lot of work to go through, figure out every piece, upload it to BrickLink, and then BrickLink verifies it and does whatever. But I applaud you for doing that extra work there. And the next question is asked by so many people, so commonly. And I'm having another video coming out soon that'll have kind of everything in the store. People have asked, what are the drawers you use? What is the label printer? So I'll have one video that answers everything in the thing, in the video. But this one, this is the Beepert. It's a Beepert label printer. We got this on Amazon. Unfortunately, it is no longer available, and it is an off-brand printer. So I was hesitant to go with an off-brand printer initially. But, it actually works fantastic. The print quality is pretty clear. Overall, it's great. It being a thermal printer with thermal labels, it doesn't actually need ink. It essentially uses heat, and it burns into the paper to make it look black, so you can scan it with a barcode. You can put it on. It has the address. Very, very simple to use. You plug it into the computer. It's set as a printer. And some people have asked how much are the label refills, and we haven't used these yet, but we purchased these. This is a pack of 500, and it was about $22 or so for this pack of 500. So I didn't do the math, but that's, not too much per label. The prices vary out there. The quality of labels are definitely up and down, whether it's sticky, whether it prints clean or not. So I would say go with a little bit higher priced labels. I haven't actually used these yet, so we'll see how they go. And I'm sure if they're not great, you'll hear about it. Next question is from Dustin, who says, what do you do with old lots, something that's not selling? And I've asked or answered this in the past. What we do is we just mark them down. We'll put it 50% off, 70% off if we really need to get rid of pieces, because pieces will sell at a price, or any piece will sell at a specific price. You just need to find that right price. Buyers are looking for all kinds of pieces, unless you are the only one that has this one piece on BrickLink or something, in which case you might have an error in your store. But the second part of that question was, would you pull it out and sell it in a bulk lot on eBay, for example? And the truth for that is probably not. We would likely not, just because we don't have a ton of pieces that we are not seeing selling in our store. We've only been doing this for 5 months, so if we need Technic pins the other day, I put on sale. I think they were 25% off just because we had too many of them. We don't need that many Technic pins, and now the drawer's half empty. So it's a great way to sell stuff, just put it on sale. Most likely we will not do a bulk lot on eBay or something, but as always, that could change in the future. And this next question comes from BrickCrumbs, and it's kind of similar. It has to do with what happens with pieces that aren't selling. BrickCrumbs asks, how quickly do you turn your inventory? I'm concerned that I'll end up with specialized parts that I have that are really low demand. And I think with every set, there are certain pieces that just don't sell at the past 6 months sales average, unfortunately. So again, put the price down a little bit. It really helps. Now, some of our data that I collected here is kind of interesting, and it's not 100% clear because we didn't start with this inventory. We've been expanding over the past months, so the data has fluctuated, obviously, but essentially, for the first 5 months of this year, we sold 35,000 pieces, and we ended May with 106,000 pieces, meaning that we've had, from January to May, 141,000 parts in our store. Now, saying that we've sold 35,000 of those means that we've sold 25% of our inventory in the first 5 months. Now, if we'd started at 141,000 pieces instead of, we started with 9,000 pieces when we opened and we weren't expanding, we probably would have sold upwards of 35 to 40, maybe even more percentage of our store in that time frame. But being that we didn't start with the same amount and it fluctuated as we grew, these numbers have adjusted as well. But if that helps you to understand, we've sold 25% of our inventory in the past 5 months. Maybe that'll show you how quickly the turnaround is. With that being said, guys, that is the last question I have this week. Hopefully this helped you guys to understand a few things. I put the link finally to the printer in the description below. If you have any questions for next week's BrickSide Chat, as always, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, let's get to 1,000 real quick here. We're pretty close, actually. I think we're about 950. Thank you to all the subscribers out there. With that being said, thanks, guys. We will see you in the next video.